See if we can do a little bit better about this, shall we? That was about 2.5 hours. Skippable cutscenes. I guess that's all I can do when I don't have a migraine. Okay. So, this. They had felled hordes of demons and succeeded in rescuing Dominique. As the group stood together at daybreak, they glistened like stars reflecting on a lake. Before beginning the journey home, they took a well-earned moment of respite. However, at that moment, Dominique noticed a strange light emanating from the moon. Because of course it's the moon. I mean, what else is it gonna be? So that's the situation. There's a lot to take in. You see, the moon's army is invading? Unfortunately, that's the truth of it. The demons seized control and are using them as pawns in their invasion. What? No matter the enemy, I will cut them down. You don't stand a chance. The moon's army is far too large. Right. To have any hope of victory, we would need to travel to the moon itself and defeat the Sovereign. What? Travel to the moon? What folly. What a sad sight for these old eyes. Oh, hey, Alfred. And Miriam. And Gebel. To be continued in the final episode. Okay. So hang on. What we're thinking here. Hello, Triaxia. Leave the moon. As Dominique was saved and reunited with Zangetsu and his allies, they became aware of a new threat. The armies of the moon were rapidly approaching. There was not a moment to spare as the battle for the fate of humanity had quietly begun. Let me be frank. I have concluded that at present it is impossible for us to attack the moon. That is, of course, here and now, however. Together with the Church's knowledge, along with the shards we've collected, and my alchemical skills, we've designed a vessel with the same principles as Hachi's armor. Let us sally forth to the moon, is what I'd like to say. But I'm afraid we're lacking materials needed to construct the vessel. We're even shorter on time, and we'll split up and gather materials individually. If you find what we need, hurry to assist the others. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going through the stages again, which is not great. Hello, Evo. Welcome to be one of the only people on stream. I think most people haven't realized I hit restart yet. Okay, I don't blame people for not wanting to watch me. I didn't think that would work. I do hope you have fun with board games. Oh, that sucks, Ross. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to have you ritualistically executed by forcing you to play this game. The thing is, if you die in the game, then you get humiliated in real life. Can you stand that? Can you withstand the humiliation? So, okay, is this seriously just doing the same stages again? Is that where we're at? My headache's better, otherwise I wouldn't be streaming right now. I might skip doing this the final time, even though that means we'll be skipping out on content. Evo, I need your expert thoughts. I'm not really joking. I do want your opinion on this. So, it looks like if I'm understanding the format here, and based on what I read, it looks like the first mode and the second mode are exactly like they were in the last game, which is good and fine and not a negative. There's no negative there. It's different play modes. Cool. But instead of doing the first 2 modes in order to access the end content, you have to do the first 3 modes. We have to go through all the stages of the game 3 times in order to actually access the final stage. And I'm trying to debate what I think of that. Because that honestly kinda irritates me. Now, granted, yeah, I had a migraine earlier, but still, that feels strange. That is pretty much straight up gated content. What do you think, Jalen? Because I'm really not sure what I think of this, especially since, well, there doesn't seem to be anything new or interesting about the stages other than the fact that who you get per stage is apparently random. So it's just the same stage again, right? It's like, okay. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this. It feels like a negative, but I'll admit it's not clear cut. So I'm gonna have to chew on this for a bit, I think. I am also not sure I'm going to bother with going through all this crap for a 3rd time. I think I've proven I can do these stages at this point. I don't feel the need to do it a 3rd time. There is no reason I'm like, it's because that means we're missing out on the final stage, which. Death. Last game that gave me Tetris Effect. When you say bad Tetris Effect, I mean, kind of, yeah, Ross. That's actually a good comparison. What do we think of Super Ghost and Ghouls pulling essentially the same trick? Because when you're playing through Ghost and Ghouls the second time, the stages are basically the same damn stages again, so it is... Christ, Lord. It is repeat content. It's padding. The difference there, though, is that, if I'm remembering correctly, and please check me on this, when you do it in Super Ghost and Ghouls, all you're doing is unlocking the ending, at all, as opposed to unlocking the final stage and then the ending. I guess what I'm trying to say is this is locking content behind, which is different. For good or for bad. This is also going to come up in the WoW run, although we 100% know exactly what the review is going to say in the WoW run, because we've already established that precedence. We, in fact, already did that in FF14. Locking story behind hard mode is a negative, period. But at the same time, this isn't the same kind of situation. I'm not even trying to say it's the same kind of situation. You can see why I'm so torn on it. Oh, I get that all the time, Disco. The most recent time I had that would probably have been Dragon Quest Builders 2. Any game I play for any length of time, I tend to have that. So that happens all the time for me on stream. You know what? I think I am going to give this a negative, but for a different reason than what I thought. Because we actually do have a precedence for this kind of thing. Oh, I missed. I'm going to give this a negative for the same reason I gave a negative to the Devil May Cry series for unlocking difficulties by beating the game, which is something that's always irked me in general. Because, as I think about it, that is functionally what we're doing here. We are unlocking the higher or different or whatever difficulty modes by beating the game again and again and again. And I don't think that's good, but I think that is only a single negative. And therefore, a single negative, it shall be. Enjoy the board games, Eva. Or else. Okay, yeah, I think we'll commit to that. Now, the question is, will I commit to actually playing these stages for a third time on stream? You'll notice I started with the hardest stage just to try and, you know, get a leg up on that. See, I think I get your point, Javin. It's not like I don't. But let me use the direct example I already used, the Devil May Cry games. You know, if you have to beat the game to unlock the difficulty, to beat the game to unlock the difficulty, what do you think on that? Because that's the kind of thing I tend to disagree with when it comes to game design in general. I think that the player should have access to, you know, Dante must die mode from the beginning. Put very simply. Boss number 1. Very low health. I need to write down that unskippable cutscenes negative while we're here. And we're in. I suppose that's valid, John. I will freely admit that I don't agree with you, but I do at least get your point there. What I might do, because I've seen that there's cheats for this, I might just cheat in Infinite Hell to slam through this stuff again. I hate to cheat for a review, but I'm honestly just trying to get to the last stage at this point. And, I'd kind of like to beat this game inside the next hour and a half. Since I lost time thanks to having a friggin' migraine. I hate my head sometimes. I think I will. Let's cheat. Let's give in to the cheating side. Assuming the cheats even work. Let me put that under. I guess difficulty options is technically what that is. I will say, for whatever it's worth, I wouldn't mind playing this another time, if not for the migraine issues I had earlier. But I do have a schedule to keep right now. I don't know, I'm still torn. I'm still torn on this issue. Even load, probably? There we go. That looks like a weird code. Ah, I see that. Let's see if this works. This should speed it up a bit if it does. Hey, okay. Alright, let's slam through these. Jesus Christ, Mr. Red. I didn't know they made a Brother Bear too. Have you ever had the opportunity to play this co-op, by the way, Javin? If it was online co-op, I would be playing this online co-op, but, you know. But... doing this without any upgrades is a thing, isn't it? What? What? Why? I guess it's only infinite health percent get to. That's kind of crummy. Okay, whatever. I was just switching because I wanted to see Alfred's victory animation, nothing else. Hi, Dark Prince Revan. It's okay, this game does something really cool, actually, which I am in favor of. And that would be... Well, just look at the boss health load. Next. We got Ether. We can raise our mana. Go in order. Who'd we get this time? Miriam. My boy. What do you mean, Joe? Wait, what? Does everyone else have 1 health in exchange for him having, like, infinite? Is that how this code works? Because that's hilarious if that's true. Whatever. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, no, I actually agree with that. And you only go back 1 screen if you die. Well, if they die. Yeah, speaking of someone who's been a proponent of either no lives or, well, timed life systems in games, I'm actually completely with you on that. have given this game and the previous one its own positive for it, because of course I freaking did. Oh, right. There's a portal still there. No, it's fine. I mean, that's how that works, Mr. Red. You know, it's funny. I admittedly don't understand why a lot of really terrible games are made. And I don't mean that to be, like, harsh. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe they made this. No, I mean, logically speaking, there are several cases where a terrible, terrible game is made, and it's like, why? But the reason I bring that up is because it makes a lot more sense that terrible movies are made. The Hollywood machine makes money whether the movie does or not. That's how it's designed. And the Hollywood machine has to keep making movies, therefore, even if nobody on set cares, and if they're just putting out a pile of dribble, which is badly acted, badly written, badly animated, and badly directed, it doesn't matter, because what they have done is what they were trying to do. Put out a movie. It's a lot more logical in Hollywood's case. This also happens with shows, by the way. Now, in some specific cases, it makes sense why a game sucks. I mean, you've seen my Devil May Cry 2 run, right? I mean, the fact that we actually call it Hollywood accounting probably means something, but anyways. Boss time. Yeah, money laundering is a problem. Jesus. Looks like the same boss pattern as the second time through. That's what I was assuming, honestly. Hey, Bleachville, I am feeling better, thank you. Want to hear something funny? You know that boss that was just shrekking me over and over? So I come back, sit down, and I don't have to prove this because it's in the VOD. I know none of you saw it, but... And I just one-shot it. Just absolutely destroy it in like 2 minutes. So it turns out that Javin's expert advice was right. Good lord. I swear they gave these things more help. I am currently cheating because we have to do the same stages a third time, and honestly, that's not really worth my time. So we're just blitzing right now. I believe Soten is next. Did someone check the list? Upcoming is up to date, as of like last night. Even turned into a harlot, or rather, that's what you saw. Very interesting. Now I see what your heart desires. What are you giggling about? Don't worry about it. I'm just amusing myself. Thanks, Miriam. Okay, Soten is next. That should be fun. Wait. So I just looked at the HUD. Are we gonna get to swap between all 7 characters at the end? do think this game will score a little bit worse than the first game. Mostly because of, well, honestly, because I do think the first game does a few things better. But then again, who knows? Because the second game does a few things better, too. This might literally be a trade-off situation. Both games share a similar trait. They have extraordinarily few negatives. Very tight games, as I like to call it. Aw, that sucks, but how dare you see your family? I'm sorry, I just realized what that sounds like. That sucks that you have to go see your family. Ugh. I get that not everyone has my family. I was almost tempted to do the Ori and the Blind Forest randomizer instead of Ori vanilla, which is something I've done a lot of, especially co-op. But since we have, you know, a standardized format of reviewing randomizers now, I'd rather save that for actually doing randomizers. So someday, hopefully, we will do an Ori and the Blind Forest randomizer. I have not played the second Ori at all. Haven't even fired it up. Oh, I know, Javin. It is legitimately silly. There are two randomizers I actually want to review that I have never played. The Chrono Trigger open world one and the Final Fantasy VI open world one. Apparently there's also a Secret of Mana one, which I'd like to look into. Obviously I already mentioned the Ori and the Blind Forest, but that was legit. There's the Super Metroid one we need to show up at some point. I don't want to do the Ocarina randomizer again, but maybe it would be better with better options. I was talking about that during the LTTP rando. The Ocarina rando, so I did actually play it with a friend a couple of times, but we never actually finished it because just an ordeal. It's like a 12 to 20 hour rando, and that's a little bit too much. Because a lot of that is padding. Would a Lotra review be a would Lotra vanilla be a lamentation? No. Lotra, actually, hang on, let me walk that back a second. I'm still gonna go with no. It would be a net negative, though. I agree with that, John. I know there's the Ocarina Majora's combination rando, but I haven't even touched that. That sounds like a 30-hour monster. Okay. Sexy demon time. Hey, Valerian. So, real quick, are you doing alright? I haven't heard from you in quite a while, and, you know, respect and keeping distance and all that, but I just want to make sure you're doing good, because obviousness, I suppose. I would agree with that, Ross. Although the Majora Ocarina combination rando is just insane. I've been doing okay-ish. I don't know if you're familiar with what's been happening in my real life. You may or may not notice I'm in a different place than when I used to be. Some stuff went down. And I had to be more or less literally rescued. This is also not my final streaming area. We're still in the middle of building my actual studio. Yeah, no, the likelihood... First of all, it's already a better living situation than it was, like, as of now. But second of all, once the actual studio is built, it should be way better. Hey, Geludo. I got a quick random question for you, Valerian. I know this is extremely out of left field. What would you say about us reviewing Breath of Fire 1, 2, and 3 back to back? But for 2, we just cheat our balls off. Just, you know, mega death, everything. We know the gameplay of 2, right? We know how to review that. So, we could give an accurate review of 2, because we already did. You know, when we fought together long ago, you didn't seem to hold such a grudge against the demons like you do now. What changed since then? Back then, huh? When I returned home expecting warm welcome, I found my wife's corpse and an ugly grinning demon waiting for me. I've hated demon kind ever since. Yeah, that's a good reason to hate them. What happened to you anyway? I finally see you again and you've gone completely soft on me. You even cozied up with alchemists who summoned the demons in the first place. Times have changed. Now I see people for who they are. Yeah, everything really has changed. Talking like this makes me realize I like you better this way. Is that so? No, I'm kind of with you, Valerian. Breath of Fire 2 needs a proper remake. Sorry, so in case you don't remember this, Ross, the reason I'm asking Valerian his opinion, excuse me, their opinion, is because Valerian was pretty much the one who funded the last BoF 2 run. But if you remember, that was the fan patch. It was specifically the fan patch version of BoF 2. So, I figure they might have some insight into that. Who do we get next? Oh. So if you mean Breath of Fire 1, yeah, no, we're going to do Breath of Fire 1 and 3 already. The question is, do we slide 2 in the middle there? That's why I mentioned it, Ross. Invincible, running through the demons. Am I the only ever one who, as a kid... Oh, yeah, no, you saw my grin earlier, right, Job? And as soon as I realized where they were going with this, it's like, oh, dude! And the best part is, as you're going, each one of these, like, doesn't just add to your... Oh, god damn it. Doesn't just add to your kit. It adds to your lives. It adds to how much health pool you have to maneuver with. Like, it's just adding options across the board. It's really cool. I'm pretty sure Breath of Fire 5 is as vetoed as it's getting. And Breath of Fire 6 is legitimately vetoed already, because it's a mobile game. Mobile games are vetoed. No, yeah, I get your point, Jonathan. I mean, it is possible for me to stream from my phone, I'd just rather not. Yeah, I'm comfortable with 4 being its own thing. No, Dragon Quest is its own other thing completely. Oh no, you're talking about Dragon Quarter. Excuse me. Yes, Breath of Fire 5 is Dragon Quarter. That's the PS2 one, which is... God, it's a thing. I don't even know how to summarize Breath of Fire 5. It's a thing. Yeah, it's that one. It's a good way to put that. So let me tell you the premise of it. No spoilers here. You're in a deep, dark pit, and the goal is to climb your way out of said pit. And so, rather than descending into a dungeon, you are ascending to the surface. As you go, there's a timer, which is incremented by various things. Just time, obviously, will increment it, but using certain abilities or fighting certain enemies, blah, blah, blah. There's stuff that will make the timer go up. And, lol, Java. Once the timer maxes out, in other words, once it's finished, you game over, and you start over. It's kind of roguelite-esque, but not really. Like, the game is designed around you going through it multiple times, but unlike the game we're playing right now, it turbo sucks. Last time. Also, not that this is a huge complaint, but it's a full-on sci-fi game. By that I mean, it's not fantasy with sci-fi elements like a lot of RPGs are. No, it is a science fiction game. It's a science fiction RPG through and through. Now, about to be unpopular here. I don't actually think the ideas of Bot 5 are bad. I think given time, polish, and a little bit of work, they could have actually, worked out. Instead of the nonsense that we got. But I do think it kind of sucked, and it was very much not a Breath of Fire game. What's funny is, I like to play the minimum change game. Make something better with the fewest number of changes. I can make Breath of Fire 5 a better game with one change. Make the dragon restore the timer rather than reduce it. About that dog, Hachi, in that massive magic armor. It looks powerful, but it must be difficult to maneuver. Surely those short enemies must be a nightmare. Huh? No, Hachi just crushes them underfoot. They're barely an obstacle. I see. Good for Hachi. I mean, I would agree with that, Ross. I dislike the argument, would it be bad if it wasn't such and such? But the harsh reality is, Breath of Fire 5 is a worse game because it has Breath of Fire in the title. Ignoring obvious expectations, there's just ways in which it does not connect to the series, thematically or literally. Or in terms of gameplay. Like, you know me, I'm all for branching out. Really. Mario RPG, Metroid, etc., etc. But Breath of Fire 5 should not have been a Breath of Fire game. I've never used that term, Java, and I might steal it from you. Let's see it out. Because that makes a disturbing amount of sense to me, and I've only played Dark Souls 2 once. With you guys. So, want to hear something funny? My metabolism is kind of weird thanks to years of starvation and malnutrition. And that's not me fishing for empathy points, it's a statement of fact. One of the weird downsides of that is that I process pain medicine a little bit differently than most people do. So sometimes it kicks in immediately, sometimes I have really bad side effects, and sometimes it takes absolutely forever. The reason I'm bringing all that up right now is because the pain med, the actual pain med that I took earlier before I cut off for the break, has just started kicking in now. That's a little disorienting, I'm not gonna lie. Because I'm feeling better overall. And it's just like, yeah, I'm doing okay. Oh god, oh god. Oh yeah, it's messed up, Valerian. It's one of the reasons why I encourage people who are, not doing well financially to still try and eat well, and give tips to do so. The old rice, eggs combo is a great one, but there's other things too. Hey Yura, how'd your trip go? Either way, hi, and hello Twister. Hey Sean. Mass Effect 2 is the greatest. Oh, sorry. Yeah, rice and just a little bit of flavoring And there's so many ways to flavor rice. You can use soy sauce, you can use teriyaki sauce, you can use barbecue sauce, you can use Worcester sauce, excuse me, which is actually a personal favorite of mine. You can use mustard, you can use salsa. Oh my god, I don't remember what else. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things you can use to flavor rice. So you can make rice delicious if you don't care for plain rice. And it is fairly high caloric, fairly high in caloric content. And really cheap. Still being reasonably healthy. By memory, which is my favorite Breath of Fire? 3. Now, I should probably mention that I have pretty bad memories of 3. But there's no contest there. It's going up against 1 and 2. And 5 and 6. Listen, those half-second breaks, I afford myself the option to blink once every few seconds. But we're all good, Valerian. You'll notice the first thing I said when you showed up is, "Are you alright?" And I meant that. Stir-fry is also a surprisingly cheap option. It costs a bit more in time and effort, but it is still a very cheap thing to eat that is still relatively healthy. And again, eggs. Eggs are such a godsend. You want another one? Potatoes. There are so many ways to cook potatoes, and potatoes are pretty cheap. Honestly, most root vegetables are pretty cheap. Also, never underestimate the value of just salt and pepper when it comes to flavoring. There's a reason a huge majority of recipes call for salt and pepper. Yeah, potatoes are one of those miracle foods. It's honestly a little astonishing they even exist. True, David. For a while there, I was having dehydration issues because I wasn't getting enough salt. Because that's a thing. Correct, Yura. I haven't played this game prior to today. So true, Sean. The sex thing, toilet thing, no. It's the salt. I'll even live with Taco Bell for the rest of my life. I mean, this is a hard-as-balls game. It is honestly much harder than the first one. Trust me, I've played the first one quite a bit. Yeah, no kidding, Java. You have no idea how much I have to keep resisting the urge to hit L and R just regularly. No. I'll die instantly. It's okay, we'll do all kinds of switching once we get to the last stage. Hopefully. Good, Meredith. You're a better woman than I. Although I'm not sure how that's even physically possible, but that's okay. Not the better woman part. I know how that's physically possible. I just realized I'm missing out on a bunch of upgrades too because I literally can't reach them. This may make the last stage a little interesting. Wait, we can have good times by Kamado? Why didn't anybody tell me? It's okay. I've got a solution for this. It's good to know. Okay. Did they change the timing on these? What the hell? Either way, thank you for the sub, Mike Milano. I suppose you know what you want to put that towards. They did change the timing on them. Yeah, it's before instead of after now. Yeah, I can reach that. Gotta be careful. There we go. Let's say, expands the show? We gotta clarify now. Let me jot this down. Railway Empire. Stick of Truth. And the Expanse Streamination. I hope the game's actually good, because I've heard nothing but bad things about it. Behold my infinite power of being able to skip through things. I bet you this boss is still going to be the worst boss fight of the game. I mean, it's no woo. Thank you, Ross. As always. And I suppose you know the question. Right, this one here. I wasn't aware Crosscode even had DLC. By definition, yes. Not the DLC sucks, but what the boss just did in its pattern sucked. I didn't know Crosscode had an expansion. I mean, either way, the answer to your question is going to be yes. Come on. In fairness, this doesn't commit all the sins of a bad boss. I mean, imagine if that lava was insta-kill. Even without cheats, the lava is not insta-kill, by the way, for those of you not aware. Either way, I don't see why not, right? I will look into it off camera. Do you know what it's called? You got the self-destruct switch. Why do we have a self-destruct switch? Why do we need a self-destruct switch? I feel an incredibly strange connection with you. I wasn't supposed to tell you, but Robert is the one who gave you the name Hachi. I told everyone you should be named Zangetsumaru. It's really a shame. I knew it. You think so too. Okay, just making sure these are repeat dialogues, which they are. A new home. Oh, that sounds ominous as hell. And that's the whole crew. Weird that they have collision, but whatever, I suppose. Ooh, tacos. Tacos. Drool, drool, drool. Only upgrades I get are the frickin' WPFs. I know, right, Valerian? Go figure, but having a migraine has left me with a bit of an appetite. I'm not really joking about that. I'm actually looking forward to dinner at this point. But I wanted to finish this first. So, get your guesses in. How many dozens of attempts do you think it's going to take us to get to the final stage? Keeping in mind, we don't have as many upgrades as we could. And that's not changing. I will be turning off cheats. Really, the only reason I'm cheating is to speed up the replay levels. 17. Like 17 dozen or 17 death? Slight difference. What's with chimeras and teeth? Because a recurring motif in the first game, and I know it's a thing in other fiction as well. I'd say a different composer, but it's mostly the same composition theme. But the music is noticeably different, I agree. Yeah, I think I'm just missing the prerequisite literary knowledge there, Jonathan, because I don't understand, or I guess you could say, I don't know where chimeras come into alchemy so much. Most of my alchemical knowledge comes from games where alchemy doesn't mean anything like that. Fullmetal Alchemist and these two games. That's kind of it. Hey, Shiny Saga, give me 1 second. Thank you very, very much for the sub. Things have not settled down, but things are turning out for the better. I believe We Were Here Forever has been added to the list. If you want to put it towards up to 2 additional things, you are more than welcome to. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, it's true, nature sucks. Let's discuss. Speaking of slow bosses, although this one isn't as bad as the worm boss. I'm trying to say shitty sock. Like, some settings seem to treat alchemy as, you know, just another word for magic. Looking at you, Star Wars. But then some settings kind of treat it as its own thing. I don't know, it's interesting. But like I said, I don't see it that often in the fiction I consume. Yeah, Jonathan. As it should be. The achievement for what we just did, for sweeping the stages again, was that really necessary? Okay. Off the cheat. Have you not yet fully recovered? I am fine. I was merely thinking about everything that happened. It may take a while, but will you listen to what I have to say? Yeah. Thank you. I was once obsessed with defeating Mephisto, something my parents were never able to do. Yeah, I don't like Diablo 2 either. One day the church finally received information on Mephisto. I could not sit and do nothing, as I searched for a way to defeat Mephisto. She likes saying his name, doesn't she? I peered into the secret text and learned of a magic sword. It was then I thought to seek your help. However, there was one major problem. Mephisto is a demon that not only takes form when possessing someone else. Even with a magic sword in your hands, you can't slay something without form. I knew what must be done. I would use myself as a medium to give Mephisto flesh and allow you to put an end to him. My life was to be a small price to pay. Or so I thought at the time. But then, As I fought alongside all of you, I could feel my resolve begin to fade. That's why going forward, I want to go together. You know the rest of the story. I apologize for showing you such an embarrassing side of myself. Please, think nothing of it. Everyone finds you more charming this way, you know. Thank you, Sengetsu. Okay. Let's do it. Wish me luck. So we're going to the moon. In case you missed that. We're going to the moon. What? What? Okay, I was not expecting this. Ooh, that is insta-kill, too. How could... Why are these things in space on the way to the moon? Why are there giant skeleton balls in space on the way to the moon? Zemus was like, you know what? What should I do today? Got it! Oh, God damn it. I didn't even see that coming. Yeah, there's mages who are stuck to snail shells, who are adhesed to giant, spiky skeleton spines on a path up to the moon. There's the moon. We have navigated the corridor to the moon. Yeah, I noticed the punching. Yeah, that's just a Tuesday for me, punching the moon. The moon just ripped up to spill forth demons upon me. What is it with Japanese media and the moon being a home of monsters, by the way? I mean, granted, I see that all the time because Final Fantasy, but that is a regular motif. Hell, that's in Mario Odyssey, for God's sakes. That's how common that is. Oh, damn, I didn't even see that one. Get hard to dodge. Guess we're about to see how the mid-mission checkpoints are. I mean, could be something, I don't know. Last time, with 6 health, or 6 lives left. Which, yeah, it means 6 health. Jesus! I was not expecting to melt him like that. Well, we're on the moon. Okay. Since this is the outro, I'm gonna go ahead and say lock in your guessing game guesses now. If you give me a minute, I'll update the HUD. Yeah, give me a second though. Okay, that's the HUD as of right now. Pre-audit. Oh, I wasn't ready for that. Okay. Why is the Moon Palace filled with, like, bones and dead people? This place looks kinda messed. Cool, as they say. I mean, that is how that goes, right? How do you know something's evil? Because it looks like this. No, Mr. Red. Although I did already give that positive. I suppose the answer to that is actually yes. Yeah, none of the health upgrades. Oh, this is going to be a thing. Okay, that's okay. I know how to manage health. I'm gonna do it. Okay. Health doesn't help me from bottomless pits. That's a really good question, Zara. So what we did is we got in a spaceship that we built with alchemy. Oh my god. I give the negative for Hachi, right? I did. Excellent. Yeah, Zangetsu was like, you know what? I really want to go to the moon. And I was like, okay, I guess we'll go to the friggin' moon. And here we are. Like, there's really not as much of an explanation for this as you're probably thinking there is. The moon... Jesus Christ, people. Whatever. Are apparently attacking us from the moon. And we'd rather they not. That's kind of the extent of it. Knowing this market, Valerian? Yes. I don't know what it means, Dross, but I agree with you 100%. How long the stage is. I guess we'll find out. Okay, oh my god, why are there giant corpses? What is this, Contra? There's just corpses. Oh yeah, motorcycles, like... Okay. Doing that are not only, stupid and illegal, it's, really, really dangerous to do that. For everybody involved. We're gonna make it, and we're dead. Okay, so that's one death. And now, I'm gonna go ahead and go for this because I'm curious. Like, what the hell is at the end of this? Yeah, the person it's most dangerous for is the motorcyclist, which is the best part about that. Okay, that's not bad at all. Okay, this is my life now. Ugh. I didn't switch in time. What is at the end? I have to know. I have to know what's at the end of this hallway now. These games are effectively completely segregated, yes. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Let's see. There we go, got the angle right. And instantly died. Oh god, no kidding, Ross. We're just gonna... Like I said, these deaths don't count. I just really want to know what's at the end of this stupid corridor. It's probably nothing, and I'm probably wasting my time. But I gotta know. Or it's a shortcut. Honestly, not expecting that. Anyways, we know the proper way to do this room. No, I know those are. Like I said, if there's any significance to the events, I'm not aware of it. Two things I didn't want to have happen. Ah! Damn dog. Why are we traveling on moon corpses? That's our platforms, is skeletons. Oh, we don't have the armor either, I just realized. One person. Oh no, she's dead. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. It wouldn't let me shift. I hate playing as robbers. You know why? Because your animation locked for a minute after you shot. Really annoying. And you're like, alright, switch. Nope. Switch. Nope. And dead. That's exactly what that's happened to me like 5 or 6 times this playthrough. This might be a reset, because holy crap. God, yeah, doing this without the armor. We're effectively taking double damage, if you're not aware of what I mean by that. We also don't have the health upgrades. Almost managed that. You got this, Alfred. So, 2 deaths. Where was the last checkpoint? Okay. Okay. Try that again. Jesus. Okay, hang on. Well, the problem I'm running into is that I don't have upgrades. And I'm not going to go get them. Because that's a... What? That's a huge waste of my time that I do not have to spend. I didn't actually mean to skip the upgrades either, which is the other funny part. I'm just going to call this 3 deaths. Like, we're not going to go commit suicide. YouTube. But, this is probably going to be a death. Okay, in practical terms, we were taking 4 times the damage we should be at this point. We also just don't have the health buffer we should have. I didn't think I made that. Oh, come on, game. We also aren't doing the damage we should be doing. And we're back here. We are turbo underleveled. Like, to a silly degree. Yeah, near as I can tell, there's actually nothing we can do about that now either. We're just stuck with that. Even if I did want to go back and get the items. I got this. The dude with the gun is dead. 3 deaths. Or was that 4? I've actually lost track. Lots of checkpoints, which I'm grateful for. About 20 minutes ago, if I heard you. Oh, god dang it, I could just go on whatever. That guy. I remember you. We're just walking on spines at this point. What is chasing me? Oh my god, of course it is. Boy. Couldn't even turn around. Well, that sucks. hide the quack. I'm being chased by a giant ball of death sacks. They're like normal insects, but a little more deathy. How's your day going? And there's just undead dragon skeletons. Why are there so many skeletons? Why is there a giant chained mask in the background? What is that? Why is it moving in the background? Why do the moons have faces? Why is blood dripping out of the hole in her face? Why is the enemy throwing moons at me? I mean, they did say over and over this is the curse of the moon. I guess this is the curse in question. There's this thing up there because someone ate too many jalapenos before they went to bed. A triple anchovy pizza, and, well, this is the result. Castlevania 3 specifically to Quack, but yes. Okay. Let's go ahead and force a reset. We'll take a fourth death here. Third party members back. It's holy crap. Yes! Yes, it is Blade to Vault. Although Zeromus also has the same general issue. What is it? A bad drudge whip. That's what it is. What do we get out here? Ice? Eh, sure. Not my first pick, but I'll take it. 4 Triaxia. He has the ice spell, which is not the spell I thought he had equipped. Sometimes I hate to... We might end up cheating this just because we're going to run up against a deadline here. And I kind of would like to finish this game today. It's actually funny because we cheated to speed up time, which means now we have to cheat to speed up time because we were so underleveled because we cheated to speed up time. Plug. And none of this would have been an issue if I didn't have a migraine. Yeah, it's just cheating. Let's just pull that trigger. This is not happening. Oh my god, they're bunny dragons. Because, you know, bunnies come from the moon in Japanese folklore for whatever reason. I suppose the jaw should have given that away, but the ears is what really did it. Yeah, I can shoot most projectiles, but they get back up again too. That's cute. Doesn't seem to have too much health, which is good. I think I was too slow that time. I'll try to do it next time. Right, I can't swap. How about that? She forgot. I was just like, I know what I'll do. I don't have to imagine that, Jordan. I've been cheating since the NES era. Game Genie for the win. That doesn't seem to do anything. Just not unless I have to get them at the very beginning when they spawn. Boss health didn't stay. This was... So, any bets in chat? Is there going to be a phase 2? I don't know, Braven. Notice the faces of the moon, the bunny skeletons, the space instead of body that she has. Like, it's just, the more you look at it, the more it's like, what? listen. Just experiment. I was thinking that too, Jonathan. What do we got? Okay. And now our victory screen is on the moon. The long, grueling battle had finally come to an end. Zangetsu and his allies braved the demon's stronghold and eradicated Sariel and his army. As they watched the light of the breaking dawn illuminate their world, it seemed as if the Radiance was celebrating their deeds. No one aside from these brave warriors would ever know what had transpired there. However, they knew for certain the world was at peace thanks to them. As for the man clad in crimson, cursed by the moon with fiery eyes, with unwavering trust in his allies and his ever-sharp blade, he struck down the last of the world's demonic scourge and was released from his curse. What curse? He is the man who rent demons asunder, cleaved the moon in twain, and severed the cursed chains. That man, Zangetsu. Okay. Everyone, I want you to know that they have a campfire on the moon. Boss Rush has been unlocked. Okay. Good Kirby. No, it's a Corgi, Triaxia. What? I don't recognize some of these. And I can't equip them, apparently. Okay. Nope. And dead. Interesting. Plays the weakest version of Zangetsu from start to finish, throughout any scenario. Acquire abilities as you play through. Possesses double jump, dash, charge slash, and power-ups. So yeah, it's similar to the ultimate mode from the last one. That's what I was wondering. Interesting. Okay. Let's do the audit. So obviously this game is going to score pretty well. The question I have for you is, do you think it's going to score better or worse than the first game? Well, I liked Curse the Moon 1, Maxive. And I like this one. I don't know if I like Basic Bloodstained. We'll find out about that in a few days. Can you enumerate why, Javin? If you don't mind. Not saying I disagree, it's just, you know me, I like to put it into tangible, practical weight elements. You're kidding. Okay, I need to hurry even more than I already was, because it looks like it's going to start raining, and I haven't moved the doors yet. We don't want those doors to get wet. So I'm going to hurry the hell up with this. Yeah, I saw there was that YouTube video about, hey, here's why they always kill God in these things. I haven't actually watched it myself, I just saw it's been making the rounds. Oh, and I'm sure you don't care, Jobin. But I decided to remove that one negative. You know the one. You know, Jobin's like, I don't care. And then he shoots me in the head. Just to demonstrate his lack of caring. It's very simple, Czar. What you do is you guess on what you think the golden number of a game is going to be. The person who is closest gets to get put interest towards a game of their choice. That's it. It's just a little fun thing to help people who... it's mostly just for fun. The inclusion of the fact that you can put it towards something is to give people... Let's lock down the guessing game real quick. Is to give people just something to do. Especially since you can kind of gauge... Like, at this point, we have a pretty good range of what, you know, like a good game, or a very good game, or a very excellent game, or a bad game, or a very bad game is. So you can generally guess a range based on how you think the game is going to go. Around 8. Well, tomorrow we're not going to be killing God with friendship. We'll be killing our dad with magic. That's close, right? Obviously, the game gets the replayability positive. Just the one, but it still gets it. And it gets that positive as well. Okay. Let's see. I mean, dad, demon. Honestly, what's the difference? I mean, most Final Fantasy games do not conclude with you killing God or a god or anything like that. So, that tracks. Correct, Star. Good night, Jaluna. The golden number is something that's calculated, and I'm actually rather proud of the formulas, plural, that go into its calculation. They have proven to be quite accurate over the years. But the core of any gameplays, or any game's golden number always stems from the positives and the negatives. Because if I can tell you right now, if any game scored a 0, like if it had +3 to story and -3 to gameplay, I can tell you the golden number right off the top of my head, it'd be 0. Because no matter how many formulas run that through, it's always going to end up being 0. I have the Blindfolded Birdwatcher, although, as usual, I don't really play games off camera, or for some reason other than the show, so the first time I play that game will be when it's funded. Can you ask what the formulas are? Sure, no problem. Here, let me help you out with this. Let's see, so the first thing we do is we have to determine our net story, net gameplay, net total, story per hour, gameplay per hour, total per hour, percentage of positives for story, and percentage of positives of gameplay. Then we have to determine our variance, which is if C is lower than D, then C plus $L, $4, all that's within some formula, divided by E, which is then $L, $4 times 2, comma, else we do D, $L, $4, divided by E, $L, $4 times 2 times 2. That's the first calculation of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm not listing the rest, by the way. Okay, so. Yeah, I say the formula. It would be substantially more accurate to say the formulas. But yes, Savicon and a few other people have helped with figuring out the formulas so we could actually have an accurate calculation. You know me, I am a bit of a spreadsheet geek. Now, my voice is kind of slowly dying on me, don't mind me. You can probably hear the graveliness in there. Yeah, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to be racing out there to get those doors indoors so they don't get rained on. So forgive me for being in a little bit of a hurry here. And yeah, I'm probably going to crash tonight. We're playing Soten tomorrow, for anybody curious and interested. And that's actually it. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, that is plus 10 to story. And plus 32 to gameplay. Soten might be a one-day game. We'll see. That means, I'm going to tell you right now, that means Curse 1 is going to win. Although how accurate that is debatable. So, getting a game playable is different than getting a game streamable, Tsar. I can get Legacy of Kain Soul River 2 running just fine. Getting it on camera, cannot do that. There's also another layer to that. I have a rule that if I have to use third-party programs to get a game running or streamable, that I veto it on the spot. There's a lot of reasons for that. But the biggest, by a fairly large margin, is the fact that there's just too much that can go wrong with that. There are too many ways for that to be screwed up. Not just at the beginning, but like 2 or 8 or 12 hours into a game. It's the same reason I generally disallow games to be streamed that essentially require a fan patch to be run. We have experience with that. We have plenty of experience with games where we've had to use a fan patch or a third-party program or something to get the game streamable, and it has caused issues. I am feeling better. Thank you for asking, Savicon. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 pluses to story, 32 pluses to gameplay. In raw linear math, that makes Curse of the Moon 2 better than Curse of the Moon 1. However, it is probably worthy of note that Curse of the Moon 2 is substantially longer, and its ratios are different. It's 2.16 story per hour, 6.9 gameplay per hour, which is bonkers. 91.67% on the story, 92.11% on the gameplay. Which is giving us a final golden number of, drumroll please, 139.36. That is still a damned good score on several levels. And definitely as Javan likes to call it, a mastery game. A game you're kind of supposed to sit down and replay and replay and replay and memorize the stages and get better at the reflexes and the moveset and all that stuff. Pretty sure that goes to Blade Chaval for Stranger of Paradise. Congrats on that. Now you're probably thinking, well, hang on a moment. That feels like that's a little bit too much higher or lower rather than Curse of the Moon 2. So here's the deal, and I want to talk about this very briefly because I still have to deal with those stupid doors. So when we played Curse of the Moon 1, we just skipped the third playthrough, and the second playthrough for that matter. We just went straight to the end, because we didn't feel like showing off the repeat stuff on camera. We had to show off the repeat stuff on camera with 2, because we didn't have a save ready to go. Why is that relevant? It means Curse of the Moon 2 was longer. If we just magically eject 2 hours from the score, all of a sudden Curse of the Moon 2 scores better than Curse of the Moon 1. Not by much, but by a little bit. And this is kind of an unusual situation. Like, how do we gauge that? So, I think in the interest of fairness, we're going to go ahead, I think we're actually going to add, yes, time factors into the score because density factors into the score. I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to add 2 hours to Curse the Moon 1, pretty much right off the top, because that looks exactly right. It's actually 2.1 hours, whatever. And that makes it so that the two scores line up a little bit closer to what they probably should be. If we had actually played all the way through Curse the Moon 1, then that's about how long it would have taken us, and nothing would have changed about the score, right? None of the score would have been altered by virtue of that. And that's the important part. The only thing that's changed there is time. Now that means I want to go back and edit all of the entries for Curse the Moon 1 score. But what that means is Curse the Moon 1 scored 136.17, whereas Curse the Moon 2 scored 139.36. Just edging it out, which, in the interest of fairness, it should. Having said that, I personally, because this is how this works, think I would prefer the first game over the second on a replay perspective. However, I do stand by that score, and I do think that's how that score should line up. Sushi means a game you like regardless of its quality, regardless of the score, essentially. And yes, I absolutely do recommend you play this game, Type 3B Skeleton. Even though I personally prefer the first game, that doesn't mean this is anything other than a great game. Now, I'm in a hurry. I have a lot of paperwork to do, and I got some doors to move. So, I hope you all have enjoyed. Tomorrow, we'll be playing some more Castlevania fun with Symphony of the Night.